Why, hello, you people. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I can't believe I'm able to make one of these decks, but the demo deck and the promos we're getting for Imperial has made this deck good enough for it to make it on my channel. It has done well enough against the BT14 meta that it meets my requirements for a deck profile. And this is a winning moment for Digimon TCG when Imperialdramon is finally playable again. You guys will notice I'm using this nice GFG mat that was given to me by GFG by Tyler. So shout out to him and the GFG team, specifically Dan Vang, who is the Imperial God among us, for inspiring me. Dan gave me the original build. I was like, yo, Dan, hit me up with an Imperial deck. He's like, okay, here you go. I made some tweaks, some modifications, and here we are with Imperial in BT14. And no, this is not an Ultimate Cup version. This is regular, good old BT14. Because some of the cards I use in this deck obviously aren't Ultimate Cup legal, which you'll find out as we go. So, yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys the deck. And I want to let you know what you guys think in the comments. Do you want to try Imperial in BT14? I hope you do. I think it's really cool. And of course, like and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on the mashed potatoes. That way you know when all these Digimon videos do go up. So I'm super excited. Let's just get right into it. I'm super, super pumped. We got Demi-Vmon for the eggs. When attacking once per turn, you can jamming, draw a card. You all jamming, you will draw cards. It's pretty cool. Alright, my proxies in this deck are very, very bad. I don't know when I'm uploading this to YouTube, but I'm still in proxy format, and my proxies are poo-poo. So this is the promo Vmon. It has a really cool ability that says, during your turn, unless Digimon would Digivolve into a free, you can reduce the cost by 1. Makes your stuff Evo for 1. That's pretty strong. Pretty good card. Also, it's a cool inheritable you definitely can't read on this card. But if you're attacking with 2-color Digimon, you draw a card. Not once per turn, by the way. So combos well with your higher end Imperial stuff, because you draw multiple cards with it. This promo Vmon is a super huge reason why this deck is super playable right now. So 4 copies of it I think are really, really cool. Then we're doing 4 copies of EX1 Vmon. It has an inheritable that reads, your turn once per turn with this Digimon, it becomes unsuspended during your main phase, gain memory. So, gives you some memory back, lets you play the game. Memory manipulation is really, really, really important in Imperial. I'm just going to throw this out now while it's on my mind. There is a match on Patreon. There's at least one match from Imperial on my Patreon where I did some crazy wombo combo math against the deck that I was fighting against, and I won game 3 because of it. If you guys want to see crazy Imperial wombo combo gameplay, do check out Patreon. Maybe I'll upload a video to YouTube if you guys are behaving. I'll think about it. And then 4 copies of that's pretty good. And lastly, 4 copies of this Vmon. This Vmon is the Vmon for BT12 that reads, on play, go top 3 cards of your deck. You got a card from Imperialdramon or free to your hand, and a Davis to your hand. It's a good Vmon on play that gets you what you want. I think it's pretty powerful. And then, end of your opponent's turn, you can DNA Digivolve. It's like the Godamon from Mathmal Star deck. It lets you DNA Digivolve. And there's certain cards that actually let you keep the turn by doing that. And we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, that's my rookie lineup. 12 rookies is fine. Not a really big deal. Your deck's pretty easy to get rookies. And it's cheap. And it's fine. Champions. 4 copies of X Vmon from EX1 gives you jamming inheritable and jamming on itself. So you can swing with it, draw a card for safety. Pretty good. With Demi-Vmon egg. Card's great. We're playing 4 copies of the Stingmon, the one that you can play for 3 if you control a blue Digimon. And when attacking, draw a card. Not once per turn. Great inheritable. Good card. Love to see it. Really aggro. And then lastly, last 2 champions, 2 copies of X Vmon from BT12. When this Digimon would DNA Digivolve into a green Digimon card, gain a memory. Also inheritable jamming. So this is the card that lets you keep the turnover. Let's say you have the BT12 Vmon here, and you put your opponent to 1, and you DNA Digivolve using this card and Stingmon. If your opponent is at 1, this will bring you back to 0. It will let you still continue your turn. So this XV is super clutch in that sense, and it comes up from here and there. I like it. Card's really good. Jamming's nice. Alright, moving on to Ultimates. 4 copies of the starter deck, Imperialdramon. You can either evolve for 4 or DNA Digivolve for 0 using a blue and a green Digimon. When Digivolving, when DNA Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon 6000 DP to the bottom of the deck. This is really important. I'm going to explain why. So, in the BT14 meta, there are these level 5 ace Digimon that appear, like Magnet-Angemon, Zudomon, Metal Greymon, Lilymon. It's really easy to like play into them if you're not careful. If you're careful though, you realize that this card is really crazy because it's going to bounce that 6000 DP level 4 that wants to evolve into that level 5 hand trap during your turn, and it gets rid of it before they can do it because when evolving. So that's pretty freaking clutch that you can do that with this. And I think that's one of the reasons why this deck is actually as good as it is. So I'll play against Yellow Vaccine or something, they'll have a level 4 Angemon on board or whatever, and you're just bomb decking it. They can't Magna Ace you. Or you're playing against another blue deck, you think they might be playing Zudomon Ace. Well, no problem. Get rid of it. Or maybe they have a freaking Greymon on the board that's 6k or whatever, and they can go to Metal Greymon Ace because some people play that. Well, bomb back the Greymon. Done deal. Or Bloomlord or the Rosemon deck, they play Lilymon Ace maybe. Bounce that 4. Get it out of there. So anyway, I think that this Imperialdramon is really good, and it also has a when attacking once per turn effect to unsuspend. Gets 2 attacks, usually with jamming. So I think it's very, 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 very strong. Now the other level 5 we play are 4 copies of BT12 Dinobemon. Same DNA Digivolution requirements, and when Digivolving, if DNA Digivolving, suspend one opponent's Digimon, and it gets 3k DP for the turn, and then it may attack an opponent's Digimon. Don't have to attack an opponent's Digimon, but the 3k boost does come up, making it 11k. Can matter. It can matter. And then it has an end of turn, not end of turn effect. There's a your turn once per turn effect inheritable that reads one of your Digimon with Imperial name, which it always will, by the way. Deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. It does security burn in Imperial, which is really, really cool sometimes, because you might want your big boss monsters to swing over Digimon. And if they do that, then you just burn security instead of just checking something that could potentially be dangerous. You know what I like to say. Anytime you can burn a security instead of check a security, just do that. So yeah, Dinobemon, really powerful card. Good backup level 5 in this deck. Then we move on to the 6s. We'll start with this one. We're playing 3 copies of Imperialdramon Dragon Fighter Mode from BT8. Yeah, BT8. We're not playing any of the BT12 Imperial stuff. That stuff is very specific and tailored to its own kind of strategy. We're just going good old tried and true BT8 Imperial, back when this deck used to top. Evolves for 5, or evolves for 2 on an Imperialdramon Dragon Mode. Cool. So when Digivolving, your turn 1 opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less to the owner's hand. Again, really good at dodging things like Melga Ace, in particular, because it can bounce 5Ks, right? So this Imperialdramon Fighter Mode is super clutch. Then when attacking once per turn, you will have a blue and green card in its sources at all times, so you will unsuspend it and then suspend something opponent controls. Card is just very strong at 13k base DP. It survives, especially if you get the Dino B on there and can keep the turn. I think it's super powerful. So yeah, 3 copies is fine. Now for the fun card, 2 copies of Imperialdramon Dragon Mode Ace, the Hand Trap. What does this card do? Well, you can either play for 7 or evolve for 4, but it can evolve for free on your opponent's turn they attack, so that's pretty fun. Has an on-player window dwelling effect that says suspend a Digimon, then unsuspend a Digimon. Does whatever you want. It toggles. Pretty cool ability. Then has an alternate once per turn ability that reads when this Digimon becomes suspended, you can play a Tamer with Davis, or you can play a 4k DP or less guy for free. And that's pretty cool. Like, it lets you play things. It does let you play things and stuff just by suspending it, which you'll usually do by attacking. Like, always. Like, if you're suspending it, it's because you're attacking with it. So you attack with it, and you drop usually an XV or a Stingmon, and then lets you DNA with something else and combo off. It's pretty powerful. I've also chained it where you like swing with the Imperial Ace, you play the new Davis, you play a Vmon, like you just pop off. It's really cool. It's a hand trap that can kind of prevent your opponent from doing things. It's a hand trap that doesn't like feel like a hand trap because unless they're going wide, you're not going to suspend anything useful. but it does do some really nifty things. So I think 2 copies of it is pretty cool. And it's one of the reasons why I want to try this deck, because this deck exists. This card exists. Nice. And lastly, we're playing 2 copies of this Imperialdramon mode from the Star deck. When you evolve, you can play a blue Digimon and a green Digimon level 4 lower from its sources. That's what it does. It lets you DNA again, because you'll usually play level 4 blue and level 4 green. Card is pretty cool. You'll love to see it. Alright, on Tamers. We're playing 3 copies of Memory Tamer Davis. When you play it, add a blue and green Digimon to your hand. Blue and or green, whatever, and then start a turn, go through memory. Card is crazy, really powerful. Memory Tamers are good. We're playing 2 copies of Davis Ken. Start main phase. If you control blue Digimon, you gain memory, and if you control green Digimon, gain memory. Really easy to do, especially with dual color cards. Gain some extra memory. During your turn, if one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with 2 or more colors, by the way, just random throw in here, 2 or more colors. Yeah, Madden X. Yeah, you guys know. Anyway, 2 or more colors, you may suspend this Tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. It does happen sometimes. Like, you'll swing twice with Imperialdramon, then you'll evolve it into a 6. Davis can activate and then suspend the Digimon. Get another attacking. So that's pretty powerful. Card's good. And now, lastly, no Tamer ink, sorry, no printer ink, but 2 copies of the new Promo Davis. This is a terrible, terrible printing job. My God. Anyway, it's a 3-cost Davis that when you play it, you can either play a VMon or evolve one of your VMon into an X VMon for free. And start a main phase, gain memory if you control something with free. The whole deck is free, so it's pretty free. Anyway, yeah. This Davis is fine to 2 of. It doesn't necessarily break the deck or anything like that, but it's a good Davis. Gain extra memory, play a V1 for free, or evolve into XV for free. It's fine, not a big deal. Alright, now we're going to move on to the options. And this is the last of the bad printing job, I swear. 3 copies of the blue training. Deck space is really tight. I wanted to play 4, and I was playing 4 in a different build, but I'll explain what I cut when I got there. But this card lets you add a blue card to your hand, 2, bomb deck the other card. The only thing I don't like about the training is I can bomb deck Stingmons, and that's actually kind of important. But yeah, besides that, it's fine. And then you crack it to reduce an evolution cost by 2. Your DNAs are always free, so you're either like doing it on a champion or a mega, and that's pretty powerful. Now I'm going to explain to you what I'm playing now. I'm playing 2 copies of Mega Death. Originally, I was playing a 4th training and an HPD, and the deck was to go Turbo Burr, cheap evo cost, whatever. I found the deck was really high roll, but was lacking in defensive options. So Megadeth comes in clutch, and I have been very happy since I switched to Megadeths. What it does is it suspends a Digimon, and then it bounces a suspended Digimon to one's hand. For 5. Also activates Insecurity. So having Megadeth has saved my butt since throwing it in the deck, and I do recommend playing this deck with some copies of Megadeth. You don't have to, but I definitely suggest doing it. And then the last card in the deck is 1 copy of Ice Wall, because Ice Wall is just broken. And yeah, cool. So that's it. That's Imperial for the BT14 format. I'm a really big fan, as Stan Vang would say. He also voted for this, so we're doing it. I like the deck a lot. It's really fucking cool, and I'm super happy that Imperial is meta again, in my opinion. Maybe not tier 1, but like you can definitely get some wins in there. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys later. Bye!